Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to our weekly live show. I am Fabiana Claure, pianist and business strategist for musicians. I'm the founder and CEO of the Musicians Profit Umbrella, a global business mentorship program that helps musicians build, grow, and scale their businesses online without sacrificing their quality of life. I hope you are excited about today's topic. Let me know where you are joining me from today. I can see some of you are here live with us because today is a topic where we are going to be talking about how to overcome losses in your business as an entrepreneur. A lot of the conversations that we see online are geared towards talking about what's possible for you and the benefits of building an online business and the benefits of creating a life in alignment with your values. And I talk about that a lot because I believe in future pacing and envisioning the next version of ourselves and always creating and making decisions based on that next level, that next version of ourselves. But today I want to talk about how you can deal with the setbacks, right? How you can deal with sometimes taking a step back in your business, taking losses, and making decisions out of a place of awareness. And what are some of the strategies you can use to really mitigate these risks and help avoid potentially, having devastating losses and things that can definitely crumble your business, right? So the first thing I want to share with you today, by the way, again, if you're watching me live, where are you? I would love to hear from you. Share with me what are your questions as I go through this sessions? What are the questions that you have? And if you catch this session on replay later on, then definitely you can let us know what are some follow-up questions, your key takeaways from the session. But let's talk about the first step in overcoming losses in your business, right? When you're a musician, sometimes it can feel very uncertain what could be the next best steps for your business. And we can tend to have this mindset of, unless I hold on to my existing safety net, unless I keep doing the things the way I'm used to doing them, um, I'm not going to be safe, right? It's this natural survival mechanism. Our brain is actually wired. There's a part of our brain, the reptilian brain, that is all about protection, protecting you and keeping you safe, keeping you in your zone, so to speak. Um, and so naturally, we are actually wired to be risk averse, right? Risk averse, meaning we do not want to take losses. We do not want risk. And that can actually take a toll in our business growth process because there's something called the law of ascension, right? The law of ascension, when you are, the law of advancement, sorry, the law of advancement, when we need to take a certain step in our lives, sometimes we actually do need to take a step back before we can take a step forward. When we make changes, when we, create new decisions and create new directions in the way we work and the way we live, inevitably we will need to take a step back before we can take a step forward. And what does that step back look like? Well, it can look like many things. So today we're talking about losses, but I want not only to focus on financial losses. I want to talk about the concept of taking a step back in order to move forward in general, right? Um, and so initially, when we start out as entrepreneurs, musicians, we are usually more willing to invest our time into learning the skills, right? And doing the different things that our businesses need in order to grow, in order to get to that next stage, because we don't necessarily have the financial means to pay for that, right? To delegate that, to get someone else to do that for us, or to pay for the best ways to do it quickly. So we have to go through a learning curve, and this is part of the losses. It's a loss of time. So we're talking about the loss of time. Initially, when we start out, we tend to be more, able and willing to lose our time, to sacrifice our time in order to acquire, the results that we wanted to either learn the skills, get to do the things, build the systems, get things going. We lose our time. So that's the first type of loss that we have to be aware of. But as we evolve in our business growth journey, then we actually now start changing our losses. And our losses now end up switching from time into resources. Because now, when you start realizing that the more you are losing your time, the more you are sacrificing your time to do the things yourself instead of investing in learning how to do things quicker to get back your time, or investing in delegating things to others to take stuff back, to take things off your plate, or investing in creating new resources for your business. Like, once that shift happens in your mind and in your perspective, that you may have been, prior to this switch, more willing to lose your time in order to get to the next stage to save you money. But now you have to make a decision to say, no, now I rather lose money or invest money. I like to see it as not just losing money, but invest the money in order to get my time back, right? That switch needs to happen so that you can actually say, this is a temporary loss, right? This is a temporary setback that I am taking in my business to invest in either learning the skills that I need, surrounding myself by the right mentorship, the right community, the right information and accountability, or perhaps hiring team members to help me build my business in a better way, to support my mission, or investing in advertising, perhaps, right, to grow the business. I am going to take a loss, a temporary loss, a setback, just like the law of advancement states. Everything that goes up needs to come down first. If you start understanding that, even from the standpoint of looking at like nature, right? What happens in nature? How does a tree get to become a tree? Well, the roots need to go down into the earth before the tree can go up into the sky. Think about that, right? Anything that goes up is going to have to come down. And when you see this from the context of a business standpoint, when you look at it, okay, I'm taking a loss right now, but this is going to be the price I'm paying right now, for my business to take that next step, or for myself to get to the next level, right? In any area of your life, even in fitness, if you think about it, you want to get back in shape, you want to feel more invigorated. Guess what? You are going to have to sacrifice some things in your life that you were perhaps not doing before. You may need to be waking up earlier to get that workout in. You may need to, invest perhaps in a membership with a gym, right? Or in equipment, or in mentorship, guidance, right? Whatever that looks like to get yourself back in shape. If you simply continue doing the things the way you've been doing, you're not going to get in shape. The same thing happens in business. Oftentimes, our risk aversion mentality, meaning not wanting to risk, not wanting to take that temporary setback, not being willing to take a temporary loss in order to create a future gain, holds us back as entrepreneurs and keeps us stuck. And because our brains will find 10 reasons why to justify that logically, most people go through their lives holding on to what keeps them safe, even if that perspective is actually their greatest barrier, their greatest limitation. So I want you to think about this as you're looking at this session today, and thinking about, where in your life right now, where you be right now, holding on to the safety, quote unquote, which, if you think about it, if you're feeling burned out, and I hear this so much in musicians that I talk to, they're burned out, they're overwhelmed, they're at their maximum limit in terms of bandwidth, in terms of energy, right? If you're finding yourself that you're feeling that way, where in your life are you right now holding on to safety? Are you unwilling to take a temporary loss? Are you unwilling to overcome a setback, and to be okay with that temporarily, knowing that you're actually building something that's going to grow bigger and better and faster in the future? And I can think of so many examples, both from nature as well as from business. If you think about the waves of the ocean, how can a huge wave come to be? Well, guess what? The water needs to recede backwards, right? And recede, and to gain the energy and the momentum to become a beautiful wave and smash into the ocean and, splash it on. It needs to go back before it can come up and more powerfully move forward. I remember I had finished my master's degree at SMU, and I was working in an academy at that time. And I had a really, full load of students, and I was making, the most money I had ever made in my 20s, right? I was pretty satisfied with the income, but yet I knew I wanted to grow in a new way and I wanted to evolve. So I remember, when my husband and I applied for doctorate degrees in different universities, we ended up getting some really good offers, but that meant that we were going to go back into school, back to pursue our doctorates. Fortunately, we had full scholarship, so there wasn't a concern from a tuition standpoint. But we didn't really have like jobs, so to speak, right? We still had to. Yeah, they gave us a teaching assistantship, which was very minimal supplemental income, and we knew we still were going to have to start from zero again. But I knew that going into this program and challenging myself to get my doctorate degree was going to get me to that next stage in my life. And that even though I was letting go of my, perceived stable financial situation with the full-time job, I mean, the full studio that I had teaching in an academy, I knew that in the long run, it was going to be a good decision, but it meant taking a step back. It meant taking a temporary loss to transition into that next stage of my life, right? And so every step of the way in my business process has been the same. Whenever I've surrounded myself by people that I wanted to be able to acquire their skills from, or be surrounded by the right accountability or resources or information or team structure, it has always meant taking a temporary loss first. And the more you can hold on the longer term vision, the reason why you are willing to overcome this loss in the pursuit of your ultimate vision as an entrepreneur, the quicker your business is going to grow. The more you are okay with understanding the law of advancement and taking a step back in order to move forward, the quicker you are going to grow as an entrepreneur. And I can tell you now, after having, created multiple businesses, both in this, multiple six-figure range, created an autopilot business, and really been able to see how this translates into the world of music, working with musicians, thousands of them over the last 7 years. I can tell you that this is one of the most important mindset shifts that has allowed not only me, but also my clients to get to the results, to be able to come start working and applying these strategies. I had clients who come in and in as little as 3 months, they've created their offers, they've sold their programs, they've made $25,000 in like 3 months. But why? Because they've been willing to take that initial step back. They've been willing to challenge themselves, to push themselves out of their comfort zone, right? So this is exactly what I'm going to be talking about in greater depth all throughout next week in my 5-day masterclass. We are going to be sharing the 5 strategies for really building aligned businesses, scaling your businesses as musicians, and understanding the mindset, the strategies, and the specific structures you can use to win your time back, to start shifting from working so much in your business to working on your business, to taking that higher level overview of your business and working on it to grow and to prosper without you having to sacrifice every area of your life. As a mother of 2, I can relate to the juggling act of balancing, being an entrepreneur, business owner, leading your team, helping your clients, working with your clients, and also juggling the being a wife and a mother, raising a family, taking care of yourself. So I want to help you be able to learn these strategies so that you too can live your best life and feel aligned and feel willing to take the risks to overcome these losses and to succeed as a musician entrepreneur. So if you haven't yet registered, I'm going to encourage you to check it out. The page where we're going to be, you can reserve your seat is musiciansprofitmasterclass.com. I'm going to put the link right in here in the chat in this training. And again, this is your invitation. I'm going to show you how you can be, move away from that risk averse mentality, how you can understand what are the strategies that will give you the strength and the clarity above all to knowing when to take risks, how to take risks, and what you need to do to scale and optimize your business so that you can win your time back. So this is your invitation. We are starting on Monday. Super excited to be able to guide you in this process. If you haven't yet registered, check it out, Musicians Profit Masterclass. I can't wait to see you there. My team and I are going to be walking you through, again, those 5 key strategies to help you scale your business, optimize the way you work, win your time back, and ultimately put your business on autopilot so that you can actually have the lifestyle that you want and let your business be the vehicle for that transformation and ultimate achievement. So thank you for watching, everyone. I hope this inspires you to start reflecting and making better decisions and choices and being more willing to take risks and to overcome losses in the pursuit of your ideal business and life as an entrepreneur. I will see you next Monday. Go ahead and register musiciansprofitmasterclass.com. Let's prosper together.